Uganda has been described as the Pearl of Africa, largely due to the beautiful and lush greenery and a wide variety of wildlife. Many tourists across the world come here to partake of this attraction. It was therefore no surprise when an online travel magazine, Lonely Planet, named Uganda as the best travel destination in 2012.
It's an incredible spectacle and it's great to be here at such a place on the Nile. I mean, everybody hears about it, everybody reads about it, everybody sees pictures, but to physically be here is fantastic.
The National Geographic also listed Uganda as one of the top 20 global tourism destinations last year. From the roaring lions of the Queen Elizabeth National Park to the silverbacks in Bwindi Impenetrable National Park and the gushing waters of the Makshon Falls, the tourism sector offers a lot and ultimately contributes hugely in powering the economy. Last year, the sector contributed $1.1 billion to the economy, estimated to be 10% of the country's GDP. Although the sector is growing at 25%, the players criticize government for not giving the industry the attention it deserves. In the 2014-2015 proposed budget, government allocated 68.5 billion shillings to the Ministry of Tourism, Trade and Industry.
The budget they're talking about is the budget that is for trade, industry and tourism. Tourism must be given its own due respect as an industry, so that is allocated its own fair share of the money it brings in. Now, that's the Uganda Tourism Board has been given $2 million. And you should also know that we have gotten better brains at UTB, which cost money. At the end of the day, over 50% of this amount of money that's been allocated is actually going to go into consumption as opposed to creation of opportunities.
The tourism industry is largely driven by the private sector, including tour and travel companies, hotel owners and local arts and crafts makers. Government is moved to raise taxes on commodities like fuel, and imposing VAT on hotels and accommodation out of Kampala is also a thorn in the flesh of the tourism sector players.
Tax, VAT on those types of accommodation, and yet they are already having a problem. They are strained because they can't get funding from banks. Banks shun those rural hotels, and you have to service the tourists to the same level as those in the city. Then you have a serious problem, and that's what we are likely to face. Standards are going to fall, and once they fall, tourists will not be happy to go there.
At the time, neighboring Kenya is grappling with a series of terrorist attack and travel adversaries. Uganda's strategy could be selling the country as the preferred tourism destination in East Africa. But this has been hampered by lack of funds for marketing.
The way Kenya responds when they got a problem with terrorism, the president went on radio and announced subsidies. He abolished VAT on most taxes on everything, all tourist facilities. And everybody is really very excited in Kenya. So government must respond. When an opportunity comes, you respond.
Besides the meager budgetary allocations, tourism has been hit by poachers who get away with that crime due to the weak law.
Our laws are very weak. You kill a hippo is 3 million shillings on them. A full hippo is 3 million shillings on the market, and when you go to court, the same person who has killed a hippo is charged 60,000 shillings. So this kills the whole idea of protecting of wildlife, and I think it's very, very key that we have a proper management system, a proper understanding of what we need to do as a country, because this is our heritage.
The need to train Ugandans to harness the opportunities presented by tourism has also been underscored since the sector has largely been driven by foreigners. Uganda is indeed the Pearl of Africa, but we can only imagine what former British Premier Sir Winston Churchill would speak of this country in the 21st century. Serwanjja, NTV.